Evening, FCBC TNT family. I am so sorry that tonight I will not be able to be at TNT. But as promised last week, this is part 4 of Living Your Unlived Life. Now, if you were there last week, I told everyone that part 4 would come on Sunday at 7:30 a.m., which was this past Sunday, 7:30 worship service. The scripture for that sermon on that day was Hebrews 11, verse 8. It is a scene where the writer of Hebrews is commending Abraham, who's considered the father of faith. But the writer of Hebrews is commending Abraham for Abraham's faith to leave where he was, to go to a place that would be his home, his inheritance, that God would lead him. But the key is this: he did not know where he was going. In the Message Bible, the writer Eugene Peterson says something that is profound. He says in that moment that by faith, Abraham said yes to God's call. And after you watch this sermon, while you watch the sermon today, remember this, that oftentimes when we think about living our unlived life, which is connected to our dreams, our hopes, our aspirations, that part of living that life is not just about the dream that you have in mind, the goal, the destination, but oftentimes it's about the departure. Where you're going may not make as much sense if you're not clear about what you are leaving. And for Abraham, it was not the destination, for the scripture says he did not know where he was going, which meant that when God made the call to Abraham, just maybe, God was more concerned about what he left than where he was going. And when you hear this sermon, you read the story, you'll find a few things. That one, Abraham had to leave the comfort and the safety zone of family in order to launch out to the dream that God had for him. 2, that Abraham had to leave people who were stuck. And sometimes the hardest thing to pursue in your dream is being held captive by stuck people. And 3, Abraham had to be willing to say yes. Because the truth of the matter is that most of our dreams, our hopes, our aspirations, our journeys with God will begin with the yes. And so as you watch the sermon, when you reflect about it, when you think about you and your unlived life, ask yourself this: have I said yes to God's dream for me? For God's dream is always bigger than my dream. Have I been willing to separate from the safety nets, the comfort zones? And most of all, am I willing to disconnect from people who want to stay stuck? Enjoy the sermon. If you saw it on Sunday at 7:30, ain't nothing wrong with a little repeat. But until next week, peace and blessings. Holla.